older that women get, the more bitter they get, the harder it is for them to get into a relationship, the harder it is for them to be cooperative. Women always have something to say when a man is with somebody who is younger than him, but let a woman come out and be with a man who is super young. People be like, I know that's right, girl. She still got it. They will defend women being out here and being impregnated and being baby mamas. They are the ones who actually stand in the gap and are promoting baby mama culture. It's the women. It's not the men promoting it. It's the women. Yeah, girl. Well, have that baby for yourself. You could do it. You don't need him. People would rather be outraged at a woman who got married young than be outraged at somebody having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 baby daddies. That's the stage that we're in right now. It's okay to have baby daddy. It's okay to, your body, your choice, and you can sleep around and be with whoever you want to. But if you're married to somebody and we see that it's somebody who belonged to us, aka the sisterhood, all of a sudden everybody gonna jump up on you. Recently, DL Hugley reposted another one of my videos. This clip he got from the, I believe this TikTok channel. I'm not sure exactly where DL Hugley got the video itself from, but he posted the video that was, clipped of something I did. Listen to this, guys. This video is something that I did almost a year ago. Okay? Like very close to a year ago. And the clip of the video went on his page. And it's so interesting because in the original video, because I had to go back and watch it, right? The original video that I did where this clip is from, I said, I know that the sisterhood is going to come for my neck for this video. Who would have thought that nearly a year later that this video would resurface on DL Hugley's Instagram profile and that these women would run wild? Okay, they went off. They went for the jugular. They did not hold back whatsoever. They said all kinds of stuff, right? It's very evident that this is clipped up. Okay? Because if it was not clipped up, it would not make sense that I would be jumping from the older that women get, the less cooperative they are, then going right into the next sentiments being, they would rather you have baby daddies and be married and stuff like that. Anybody with logical sense will understand that's how editing works. People edit clips of videos and put them on social media for the highlight points, right? The high points of the conversation that they felt had the most impact. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. In my opinion, nothing wrong with that. But what I see is that a lot of women who heard this video, this clip, this edit, or whatever the case is on this platform were very bothered. And the reason why they were bothered is because somewhere, something that I said resonated with them in a way that they are not so proud of. Interestingly enough, this full video, which will be linked in the description box so you can see the original video. I guess I ran out of hair gel too because I can see my baby hairs up there flying. But anyway, this was the video reaction I did to how the sisterhood reacted to Marcus Houston marrying a younger woman. The sisterhood dragged him. They tried to convince everybody that he groomed this young woman, that, this is so disgusting and it's nasty. And they were upset because when Marcus was faced with all the backlash, he turned around and said, women who are my age in their 40s are not my cup of tea because they are bitter. So most of the time they got kids already and they're not cooperative. I don't have the time for it. He said that straight up and down. And they were upset about it. So understanding the full context of the original video, everything that I'm making sense here is directed to a very specific conversation and obviously a very specific group of women. It's so interesting that when you hold women accountable and when you call them out, they try to act like what I'm talking about is an anomaly. That's a once in a lifetime conversation when they don't realize it's not. And I believe it's because a lot of these women are older women, and they're so defensive of the fact that they are older than I am, which it's so weird to me because I've never said anything is wrong with older women. Like, I've never said that. I've never age shamed. I've never this. I never did that. No one's doing that. You're on the defense about your age for no reason. The whole point of the matter is whenever there's a man who is in a relationship with a younger woman, women are in an uproar. But when an older woman is in a relationship with a younger man, people are like, okay, Stella, go ahead and get your groove back, girl. You got it. I'm talking about the hypocrisy. I also mentioned the hypocrisy of the women who allow other women to make the same mistakes they have made because they want company. It's more comfortable for them if you're a baby mama just like them and you can't figure out how to work a marriage just like they can. When I said, a man who belongs to us and then he gets, picked up, the sisterhood, right? Like the sisterhood has their own celebrities or stars that they feel belongs to them and should be, available to only them. Whenever they choose anything on the contrary of the sisterhood, whether it's a younger woman, whether she's black or not, whether it is somebody from a different race, they always outraged when the woman that they pick doesn't reflect them themselves. So, okay. Enough of the backstory. Okay? Enough of the backstory. Let me just go ahead and jump right into the comments that your girl received. Okay? And let me say this. You see, as much as these women come for me and as much as these women talk about all the things that they're talking about and disrespect me on a daily basis, call me names on a daily basis, try to belittle me and my message on a daily basis, as much as y'all talk about women's empowerment and supporting other women, it's so interesting because one thing that I make sure that I do is that when I repost these comments, I always block your name out. You want to know why I do that, you ask? It's because I know that the backlash and the slander that you guys give to me on a daily basis, if those tables turn around, y'all can't handle it. So I know people are going to have to go and dig for these comments, but I am not going to put your name, your social media tagline, whatever it is, for people to go over there and DM you and make you feel small. So you're welcome. Okay? So for that, you're welcome. So anyway, first post, which I clicked on this person's profile because it was a man in the icon, only to find out that there was actually nobody behind the page, has like 0 followers, obviously a fake page, obviously a woman pretending to be a man. Maybe she's using that page to lurk on other people's social media. I digress. But this says, stop posting this trash. I swear this is psychological warfare to keep black women and men separate, single and at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. There are good black women and men at every age and every socioeconomic level. Who was talking about that? Who said that? Like, who said that there was no good black women? No one ever said that. You literally made that up. And the 1,618 people who liked it were eating it up with you. Because once a woman is at the forefront and her problems, her issues, her traumas, the nasty thing that she's doing, her vindictive nature is on display, y'all just start picking for stuff. Y'all start making stuff up that nobody said. No one ever said that. You want to know what the biggest cause in the separation between the two? It is women not being accountable for their actions, and also it's the fact that the veil is off of the man's eyes. In these days of social media, all of the tactics that a lot of these women are using are being exposed, and they don't like it. There's never been anywhere that you could know that a man say, we don't need no woman. The majority of that conversation is women saying, we don't need no man. We're better than them. We're smarter than them. We're this. We could do bad all by ourselves. That is women saying that. That is why the conversations are centered towards women acknowledging their wrongs. I have women, who have DM'd me on Instagram. I kid you not. I see them in my comment section here on YouTube and also on my Instagram. And they DM me and they say, at first, I did not like you, girl. I got to keep it real with you. I didn't like you. But there was something about your videos that I kept listening and I kept watching, and I realized the things that you were truly saying. I realized that I had to get out of my emotions and right my wrongs. Now my relationship is better than it's ever been. I went from being a girlfriend to being proposed to. Now my boyfriend and I have what did that woman say? Have less arguments or disagreements than we've ever had, because now I don't listen to react. I listen to understand. All of these people in these comment sections are reactive. And the reason why they're reactive is because something that I said in that 1 minute and 50-second clip triggered you. It triggered you. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to talk about it or not, it triggered you. The next comment says, bless her heart. This is what happens when you let children at the grown folks table. You see, y'all don't understand. You see, I love that comment. Okay, the comment about letting children sit at the grown folks table. What's really funny is that when I was growing up, I literally always sat at the grown folks table. You want to know why? I would sit at the table with my great grandmother, with her siblings, and I would sit there and ask them questions. What was life like when you were my age? What was life like when you were young? I was not the kid that was always running up and down outside playing with everybody else. I was literally at the grown folks table at their feet, trying to comprehend and understand what life was, trying to gain knowledge. I understood the value of being young and being able to look my great grandmother or my great grandfather in their face and have them relay certain messages to me, download information to me from a very young age. I'm talking about 7 years old at the grown folks table. So it's ironic that you said that, but I really have always been at the grown folks table. And to be honest, aside from me gaining knowledge from the grown folks table, a lot of y'all's grown folks table is full of mess. You act like it's so exciting to sit over there. Some of y'all grown folks table full of foolishness and bitterness. That's real. Full of men ain't no good. We this and we that. Oh, you can't trust these men. Let's talk about it. I also don't mind you saying, you calling me a child, because that means that you feel like I look young. And I appreciate that. Okay? I appreciate that. Let's move on to the next comment. Next person said same thing. Listen. If y'all think I look young now, wait till I get my my facials and my skincare together. Because, child, y'all really gonna be called. Y'all gonna be saying, who is this teenager? Next person said, how old is this young woman? All she's doing is spouting conservative talking points from 20 years ago. Has she experienced any of these things? Is she involved in the African American community? Are you? Because I am. But are you? What do any of these conversations have to do with anything? The fact that it's such an ignorance that, they have to say things like conservative talking points. How about just the standard? It's true. What I said is true. There are women who promote baby mama culture. I'm going to use one example. I could find 1,000. Are we not on the same social media? You saw this post on social media, the same platform. I'm going to mention what I saw. Krishan Rock. This girl was pregnant and partying. And there was comments in the comment section full of women. Not men, women. Oh, yes, girl, have that baby. That baby gonna change you. Oh, trust me, you gonna see a whole different version of yourself, girl. You never gonna experience a love like the love that you have with your child. We have literally seen the toxicity on display of this relationship. And women were going for, yes, girl, you don't need these men. I can name another one. Keke Palmer situation. This man came out and said about the way that she was dressed or whatever. And before they knew any of the backstory, any trauma that was going on within their relationship, these women were like, yeah, dump him. You don't need him. Oh, girl, I would take my child and go. What are you promoting? Baby mama culture. It's not about conservative talking points. It's about honesty about what's going on within our community. The same community that you want to make sure I'm involved in. Let me tell you something. You see, my intensity towards these comments is because I'm passionate about the conversations I have, and I know the impact of the truth. And I know for a fact, truth is offensive. It can hurt your feelings. But it also sparks change, and it sparks your mind to keep on ticking and thinking. I don't have to do much to, go to every single person and respond, which I wouldn't, but I don't have to do all of that because you will see. You can just go on social media and see. Some of you are choosing to be blind. She said, have I experienced any of these things? We've watched it all. We've watched it all. You don't have to do anything to or be involved in an exact situation to see it. You can learn from observation. Next person says, let me know when she's been picked. Otherwise, what are y'all having for dinner? Blah, 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 blah. That's so corny. That's so corny. I need you guys, again, to get a new tagline. Because y'all really starting to sound, I said it before, like one-trick ponies. Ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me. Has she been picked? That's old. That's tired. That's tired. Most women that want to be married want a man to pick them. That's what they want. So saying that as an insult, it's getting real old. And it's corny. It's lame. Can y'all be original for once? Y'all copy what all women do on social media. You have the same hairstyle, the same nails, the same clothes, the same eyeshadow, same lashes. Can you be original for once? Be original for once. Next person says, the amount of people who think women get pregnant on their own needs to be studied. I'm so tired of pick-mishas. This is another thing. When it comes to women getting pregnant, it is very obvious that a woman cannot get pregnant without the seed of a man. However, why do we always fail to mention the women who lie and say they're on birth control, the women who lie and say they took the morning after pill, the women who poke holes so that they could trap the man and have a baby? Why do we act like that all those things are null and void? Like that never happens. It happens way more often than people would like to believe. If you are the one who can get pregnant, should you not be the one who is taking all kinds of repercussions because you know you're not ready or because you know the situation is not whatever it is? Because at the end of the day, when the relationship don't work out, you be talking about how that's your child. You act like the man, is null and void. Y'all only remember the man when we talk about the woman being at fault for being baby mamas and perpetuating the cycle. But after the baby is born, y'all completely forget about the men. Oh, these men don't do nothing. These men don't do this. These men don't. We also forget the fact that the same man that you got pregnant by was doing the same things that you're complaining about after you get pregnant. He ain't do nothing different. You said he's dusty. He was dusty before. You said, oh, he don't take care of his kids. The kids he had before you, he wasn't taking care of. Let's be honest. And if we want to get even more technical, when we look at the percentages, there's a lot of men who do not have children, and there's a lot of women who do, which means that a lot of the women are procreating with the same men. It has nothing to do, nobody is confused on how pregnancy works. But why are women so confused on pregnancy prevention? If it takes two to tango, why you always mad at the man because he don't know how to tango? You a part of it too. Why are you pointing at anybody else? You a part of it. Next comment says, I don't know where she's getting these facts from because I don't know anyone who thinks having multiple baby daddies is cool. And that's good for you. But you see, me over here, I have a reaction channel. And I do reaction videos, and I've been doing them for years. And I have been on social media, and I have seen multiple videos where I have done enough research to know exactly what I'm talking about and for people to also comprehend what I'm talking about. If you don't believe me, you could just scroll on my channel. You'll see it. Let's go to the next comment. These people came for your girl. Next person says, give her time, she'll learn. Just listen to this. Give her time, she'll learn. The next one said loud and wrong. Women who experience certain things, they want a reason to validate their bitterness. And so they don't have it anywhere in their mind that there is a possibility that you can age and not withhold a certain bitterness, that you can constantly do the work of saying, I can go through things, and before I go too far with this down this bitter road, let me catch myself, reevaluate, and grow. Let me not be so reactive. Let me not act the way that people are expecting me to act. Let me turn and evolve. Let me change my mindset. Let me see what part I had to play in these situations. They don't want that. They'll say, you'll see, you'll get it, you'll learn, you'll see why we so bitter. You'll get to that stage where you understand why people are over here promoting baby mama culture. Next comment says, I keep hearing all this stuff about older women or women over 35, but majority of the podcasts and all the problematic ideology that everyone's complaining about is from the younger ones. So make it make sense. This is so interesting. All of the older women, okay, let's be clear. All of the older women who have promoted, you don't need a man, you could do bad all by yourself, you can be single and happy. When there's younger women who are watching this, and then those same women who were preaching that to them turn around and say, just kidding, I'm miserable. Do you not think that there should be people who stand in the gap and say, hold on, young ladies, hold up now. Hold on, sis. Everybody calm down. Like, you don't have to believe that narrative. There is also truth in this. And interestingly enough, the only reason why you're seeing this from the quote unquote younger ones is because the voice of the positive changes in relationships is not as amplified as the women who were saying you don't need a man, you could do better by yourself. That's the truth. That's the truth. Age is beautiful. I love, I love the fact that even I can watch, whether it's on TV or social media or whatever, with older women who are so poised and who have deep understandings of life and who are teaching younger women and who are saying things from a genuine happy place, from a motherly place, from a sincere place. A lot of the older women who are talking to the younger women on social media are spewing bitterness though. And that's just reality. They're trying to convince everybody how happy they are. And then they'll come around and say, oh, well, you know, I didn't have a man to do this, and I didn't have nobody to love me, and I didn't have. That's the truth. It's not confusion. You don't got to look nowhere else. You don't got to think I'm making this. It's factual. It's true. There's two types of people. There are people who go through the fire and come out unfazed and say, wow, I'm glad I went through that because it was a purification process. I learned, I evolved, I grew. Let me tell the younger people who don't know or who were fed the same nonsense that I was, that there's a different way, so that they can go through their purification process a little bit easier. And then there's people who go through the fire and come out burnt. And they say, I'm not telling nobody how to do anything. Y'all should be burnt just like me. So I think I made that make sense. That's what you asked for. So I think I did. Next person said, it's unfortunate she thinks this lowly of herself. It may be her truth, but I can assure it is not mine nor many older women, bless her heart. You see, this is the point that I'm saying. Oh, sorry. And let me read the next one too. It says, who is she around? I don't know any women who behave this way. So let me just join the two. Why is it that when there's a conversation being had, a lot of women, and women do this in relationships as well. They do this when they have disagreements with their spouses as well. You know, they'll ask him a question, but then they want to put themselves into the diagram. Why do women do this? Nobody asked you. Like, honestly, nobody asked you. And it's not, oh, her truth, his truth, my truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. There are a lot of older women who pass down knowledge to the younger women of bitterness, of selfishness, of don't ever trust a man, of only men they'll always lead to disappointment. There's no good men out there. There's no good fathers out there. That is the truth. A lot of older women do a lot of younger women a disservice by the things that they tell them and the ways that they lead them. That is the truth. That's not a lie. That's not made up. It's funny because you say, you know, it's unfortunate that she thinks this lowly of herself. But that's your own projection. You think that I think lowly of you. And so now you're turning it around to say that I think lowly of myself. And how do I know that? Because then you said, it may be her, but it's not mine. And many I know. And next person who said, who is she around? I don't know any women who behave this way. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Again, I'm not sure if these people are aware of this. I've been doing this for years. I see it time and time and time and time and time and time again. Next person says, she's projecting. Okay. My circle, once again, there's got to put themselves into the conversation. You see, that whole, if it don't apply, let it fly. They cannot do that, you know. They cannot. That whole, if it don't apply, let it fly. It does not work with these women. They ain't letting nothing fly. They can't let nothing fly. The people, okay, perfect example. If you go on social media and somebody says, you know, a woman who can't cook is this and this and that. You see the women who can cook, they're not in there commenting saying, well, you know, some women can cook. Well, you know, that's not fair to say because not all women, they're not doing that because they know that they can cook. They're like, oh, this doesn't pertain to me. That means that something in what's being said pertains to you. So she said, my circle, women in their 40s are becoming more loving of self, becoming more compassionate for self and others, are healing trauma. Be careful not to project your own mind onto others. There's no problem with that. If you guys are learning, evolving, growing, becoming more compassionate and are healing your traumas, I think that's amazing for you. Are you guys married? Are you telling younger women to become loving of self, becoming more compassionate of self and others, and to heal their trauma? Are you telling that message to them? If you are, incredible. Then that means that this conversation was not for you. If you're not, then that's why you wrote the comment. Clearly. Next person says she seems bitter. Okay. Next one says more divisive. Okay. Next one says this sounds like some bull s. Honestly, I mean, some of it is true sometimes, but she's carefully picking only anti-women and pro-man stuff. Seems kind of like she just wants to be different. That made no sense. That would hold absolutely no weight in court. So some of it is true. So if some of it is true sometimes. So if there's truth in what I'm saying, how am I picking anti-woman and pro-man? What are you talking about? That's when you expose stuff, that's what happens. You expose it. What do you mean I want to be different? I'm exposing our issues. Why do I expose this? Because I want women to face their issues, because I want women to have happy relationships, and I don't want women to be alone. I don't. I want the women who want to be married and want to be in relationships to understand that there's another way of thinking other than what other people have been telling you how to think. I want you to see that there's other women who have a similar mindset. That's resolution based. That's problem solving. Let's see the next one. Next one says, I wish people would just shut up and worry about themselves. That's the problem. When people just shut up and worry about themselves, that's how I know that a lot of these women don't care about other women. And can I say something else too? I'm not trying to be petty, but I did, look at some of these people's social media, and a lot of it was a lot of older women with thirst trap pictures on their social media. So also, as we're reading these comments, we just have to examine the source, because a lot of y'all, I'm like, yeah, okay, sis, I see why you wrote that comment. I see why you mad. Okay. But anyway, a lot of the people who just shut up and worry about themselves, that's why the younger generation can't learn. That's why the younger generation has to then be the ones to speak up and tell the younger women and even the older women a different viewpoint. Because y'all just want to worry about yourself and keep it pushing. This is not for everybody to talk about, but there's some people who are in spaces to talk about these things, and it's doing a great deal of good. Next person says, here we go again. Somebody with podcast equipment. Who knows? People will not go research or how to interpret statistical data. If you look at the statistics, if you look at the data, it backs up what I'm saying. That's the sad part. The sad part is that you said that with full authority, thinking that you were going to be proving some point. But I'm talking because I looked at the statistics. And on this channel, I've mentioned the statistics over and over and over again. Next person said, y'all got to stop using blanket statements. This pertains to some people, yes, but not everyone. Okay, what was the point of saying that? Because if we want to be honest, on platforms like social media, I always say not all. I'll say most. I'll say some. I'll say women. I'll say whatever. But in life, a lot of people use blanket statements. Often, more times than not, people use blanket statements. The same person who wrote this comment will call her friend and be like, girl, you got to come to this party. Everybody gonna be there. Do you know everybody in the whole entire world? It's just a tidbit of something just to try to dilute the message that's being said, because you're saying this pertains to some people. So that means that there's validity in what I'm saying. But you can't leave it at that. You have to just drop another tidbit in there again to try to dilute the message. Foolishness, y'all. Foolishness. Next one says, let me see how many of that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next one says, gaslighting at its finest. I'm going to Target. Corny. Next one says, I pray she's picked. Corny. Next one said, someone tell Kavisha Samuels to chill. These talking points are overdone. We heard it already. Sis, we know. You may know. And I'm glad you know. If you know, I think that's amazing for you. I think that's awesome that you know and that you're at the point of evolution. But to be honest, there's a lot of people over on TikTok or all over social media who do not know. And so that's very selfish that you only care about your own self. There's a lot of people who don't know the knowledge. Next person said, she annoys me and I'm far from biased. I've listened to her for a while and she's off base a lot of times. No different here. LOL. Hater. You're just a hater. You're a hater. Like, if you don't like the way that I'm saying what I'm saying or whatever, it's so interesting how I annoy you so much, but you always seem to find me and then comment on the things that I'm doing. I think you like me. I think you really like me. Next person says, I've never promoted bad choices and I'm getting softer as I mature. Tired of all these SM advisors with no degrees stereotyping all women and men. Shut up. Nobody said all. No one ever said that. And you're talking about yourself. When I did this video, I was not thinking of you because I don't know you. I don't know you. You're offended. You know, the whole saying that women get stuck in their ways as they get older, y'all are fine with saying that. But then when we talk about examples of women get stuck in their ways, all of a sudden it's not true. And you're saying that you're getting softer as you mature. That I think that's amazing. But can we ask the people around you just to make sure that they agree? Next person did this. Next person said, I'm so tired of these gender war topics, especially between black men and women. And the crazy part is I didn't notice this until recently. At this point, if you subscribe to this, men ain't ish and women ain't ish, just stay single. Y'all, we don't need no more dating advice. We don't need any more podcasts. We need more therapy sessions because this agenda that social media is pushing is as tiring as I got from seeing Krishan and Blueface on my feed all day and night. Y'all, we tired. It's not true. This is not true. We do need these conversations because the most important decision that you can ever make in your life is the person who you are deciding to spend your life with. It's vital. When the whole world is against you, when everything is going awry outside of your house, that foundation that you have at home is what keeps you sane. Is what helps to keep you whole, keeps you grounded, keeps you level-headed. People do need the advice. And to be honest, if we want to be very clear, people do need the therapy sessions, but sometimes the therapy sessions that you think that people need is going to somebody's office and laying on a couch. This is therapy to a lot of people. It is. And you want to know why they feel so comfortable and why the women come into my DM and they feel so comfortable talking to me privately? One, because they know I'm not going to expose their business out there on social media. And two, because they don't have to show up anymore anywhere and show their face. They can do the work and feel comfortable in the manner in which they're doing it and come back and talk to me about it. That's the truth. There's no agenda. The agenda that you think you're talking about, you're missing the whole mark. Because women are already being divisive on their own. You don't believe me? You take yourself over to TikTok and you'll see. This is not about men ain't S. This is not about women ain't S. Nobody said that. We're exposing the nature. We're exposing the wrongdoings. It's vital. The only reason why a lot of women are tired of it is because it's exposing what they do. Next person says, what old white conservative center has her in his pocket? The fact that you think that the knowledge that I'm providing, the information that I'm providing has to be from some old white conservative person is very telling on your view of the community in and of itself. That's very sad. And I don't want to go down that whole, political road. So I'm just going to leave it right there. But the fact that you don't see the problems that we have within our own community that we do, as women tells me all I need to know. Somebody said this is so one-sided and ignorant, but go off, sis. No, it's not. Again, it was attached to a larger video. Common sense would say that. And again, if it didn't apply, you would let it fly, but it does apply. I don't like when I see, women all over social media and they are single and they are, being led down to believe that they don't need their counterpart and that, everything is overrated and they don't need a man and a this and a that. And it's all because of the things that other women are telling them. It's not because of their own genuine experiences. And a lot of women don't even realize that you are literally what you attract. Some of y'all talking about all the men you date is dusty. I think you dusty too. You might be a little dusty, sis. The whole point of this is that you can work on, getting the dust off your shoulders so you can attract the evolved version of yourself in someone else. That's the whole point. All these women who say they love other women, they don't mind loving you as long as you're single, as long as you're not in a relationship, as long as if you are in a relationship, it's a man that's going to bow down to your every move. The minute that you have any different way of thinking, they have a problem. And that's the truth. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.